In a closed-door session, Special Envoy Christine Schreiner-Bergner said it was critical the Council was resolute and coherent in putting security forces on notice and standing with the people of Myanmar. She said genuine democracy required civilian control over the military, urging the international community not to lend legitimacy or recognition to the regime, warning that live ammunition against protesters was a gross betrayal of the people the military is sworn to protect.
We heard from the Special Envoy that the Security Council, and indeed the international community more broadly, has a collective responsibility to safeguard the democratic aspirations of the people of Myanmar. The United Kingdom condemns the use of violence against peaceful protesters, calls for the immediate cessation of violence, and for those responsible to be held accountable.
Several countries, including the UK, US and Canada, have already sanctioned the military, while the EU is considering similar measures after scenes like these saw more than 50 people killed and over 1,000 detained as the military clamps down on protests against its illegal power grab.
The United Kingdom supports the role of regional organisations, in particular ASEAN, in resolving the crisis. We'll continue to monitor closely the situation in Myanmar and consider further action through the Security Council in the coming days.
We pressed the Permanent Council member further.
I just want to sort of probe your statement, Ambassador, exploring further measures under the UN Charter, given that Russia and China have gone on the record to call this an internal affair, an internal matter, and that the international community should respect Myanmar's sovereignty. Just given the makeup of the Council, should the people of Myanmar have any real expectation that it can actually produce the consensus position that you intimate about?
I think it's worth remembering that on the 4th of February, the Council reached agreement on a unanimous statement, which was the first in a decade on these political issues. And China and Russia and India, all of us signed up to that statement, Vietnam as well, and that's a member of ASEAN. So I think the Council is very clear in its expectations that the military in Myanmar will release the prisoners, return to democratic process, respect freedom of the press and civil society. But as the situation has deteriorated, I think it's right that the Council return and consider the next steps. And that's what we were discussing today.
The Special Envoy also warned that the coup had undermined the fight against COVID-19 in the country and that the humanitarian situation remained acute, with more than 1 million people in need. Sherman Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.